Gaga, ooh la la, what's your bad romance?
Every morning, Miguel and Holly reveal Charlotte's deepest, darkest secrets.
It's Queen City Confessions with Miguel and Holly. Hits 96.1.
If you want to get your confession in anonymously, just put the word hits along with your message and send it to 96893.
Here's the first Queen City confession. I know this sounds awful, but I'm secretly hoping for the TikTok ban to actually happen. My best friend has this account that blew up during the pandemic, and now she does it for a living, making silly videos and getting paid for it. Meanwhile, I've worked hard my entire life to barely scrape by. The worst part, she's always been the kind of person who never had to try that hard at anything. She just falls into things and they work out for her. I feel so jealous, and I hate that I feel this way because she's my friend and I should be happy for her. But if TikTok disappeared tomorrow, I can't lie, I'd probably feel a little bit better about myself.
I think that sadly, maybe a lot of people can connect to that. People that are unhappy with their lives and, they sort of project that unhappiness onto other people and think like, well, if I can see other people struggling or if bad things happen to other people, it's going to make me feel better. When in truth, you're the only person that can make yourself feel better. Like, yeah, maybe you will feel good about that for a little bit, but it's that high of like sort of like Schadenfreude. It doesn't last very long. And the pit of jealousy and discontent just gets bigger.
I'm curious. I kind of have two questions here. I'm curious if this TikTok ban, which is looking like it's going to happen on the 19th, Sunday, how are you going to be affected by it? Like, have you built a business around TikTok? How much money do you stand to lose if this ban goes into place? Also, another question I have from this confession is, why did you want to see your best friend fail?
Ooh.
Either
That's
of those
gonna
questions.
take some pretty, honest confessions.
Mm-hmm.
But it does make me sad, obviously, a little bit.
1-844-HIT-961.
1-844-448-7961 or text hits with your message and send it to 96893.
Here's another Queen City confession. I feel terrible about something that happened yesterday at Harris Teeter. I was in the parking lot and this older woman was struggling to park her car. She was holding up the line and I just lost it. I rolled my window down. I yelled at her and even flipped her off. As soon as I got home, I started crying. I can't stop thinking about how she must have felt. Maybe she was having a bad day or just needed a little patience or was just confused. I wish I could find her and apologize. I acted like a total jerk and I can't get it out of my head. I just want to say I'm sorry. At least you have the remorse about it.
Right. And like sometimes when people are rude to me on the road or in a parking lot or whatever, I'll think about that later. Like, well, maybe they regret it now.
And it's like, if we just give everybody a little bit of grace, a little bit of patience, and just sort of try to assume the best.
Right. Which can be hard when you're getting that rage.
Because that rage, it is like a light switch. It just boop, clicks on before you even had time to really process why you're screaming at this elderly woman.
Right.
Here's the last Queen City confession. I have this completely irrational fear that a snake is going to be in the toilet. It all started with my granddad. He used to tell this famous family story about finding a snake in the toilet when he was younger. It was his go-to story at every family gathering, and it terrified me as a kid. Ever since then, I can't go to the bathroom without checking first. Even now, as an adult, I'll lift the lid, take a step back, and then check again just to be sure. I know it's ridiculous, but the idea of sitting down and getting a surprise, I just can't shake it.
Oh, man, that's tough. Because, like, your whole life. And then what happens? Like, the amount of times that snakes are in toilets, I would guess is not that many. But then, like, finally, like you let go. You've gone to therapy. And your therapist's like, you just got to sit down on a toilet. And then one time you, like, get bit by a snake or something.
And you do. And it's like, I'm never using the toilet again.
Right.
But I feel like we all have those irrational fears that maybe it was something that started as a child and now you just can't let it go as an adult.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what's that irrational fear that you've carried with you for a long time? We can all be a little vulnerable this Monday morning. Call us up 1-844-HIT-961.
1-844-448-7961 or text HITS along with your message to 96893.